to you full of Hogwarts. Welcome back. Let me know if you're headed to Zonkers. Welcome back, Gryffindors. I can't believe I only have 2 U's left. We are going to catch a Quidditch match. What's wrong with Ben? He looks like he has seen. I spent my summer alone in all 3 unforgivable courses. Remember when we broke the Boggart Coast, opened the Coast Vault, and saved Hogwarts? That was pretty cool. It's great to see you. How was your summer? Good, thanks. I'm excited to catch up with everyone and start searching for the next Coast Vault. You may want to talk to Ben first. We know how he gets, but I have seen him. I have never seen him like this scared. I'm honestly not sure. When I walked in, he was pacing and mumbling something about nightmares. When that red-haired woman next to Dumbledore arrived, he went completely pale. I'll check on him right after Dumbledore's speech. I wonder if he knows that woman from somewhere. Isn't she the Coastbreaker Dumbledore mentioned? I have no idea. I'm sure Dumbledore will introduce her in his speech. An important part of your magical education is learning to identify and overcome danger in its many forms. Those of you who have been with us this last few years may have already encountered Coast Ice and Boggarts. Despite my warnings, a handful of you have disobeyed me and managed to enter and survive the Coast Vaults. The truth is that while we are your instructors and it is our duty to keep you safe, we do not have every answer. We do not know where the next Coast Vault is, what it contains, or what curse will be unleashed by those foolish enough to disturb it. That is why I sought out an expert who has first-hand experience with Coast Vaults. Please help me welcome Patricia Rakepick. I was honestly shocked when he invited me back, considering all the trouble I gave him as a student. After graduating from Hogwarts, I became the head Coastbreaker at Gringotts Wizarding Bank. As a student, I was convinced that the Coast Vaults existed, but the faculty chose to ignore my warnings. Now that they have finally been forced to admit their mistake, I have returned to open the vaults and reveal their secrets. I may ask some of you to describe what you have witnessed. I may even ask some of you to help with my investigations, but I will not tolerate your unsolicited interference. From this point on, you will stay away from the vaults and stay out of my way. Well, bitch, I won't be doing that, okay? I see Patricia Rakepick hasn't changed a little bit. You would be wise to watch out for her for that one. You won't at the feast. It's a long story. I hate to interrupt your meal, but I need your help. Follow me out. It'll be easier to show you. I don't care who you bring as long as you as long as you hurry. Tulip, what happened? I wish I knew. I dozed off on the Hogwarts Express and woke up in the Forbidden Forest. I saw her walking towards the forest as I was getting ready for the feast. I tried to stop her, but she was too far away. Madame Pomfrey mentioned sleepwalking students before. It must be another curse. Madame Rakepick probably messed with the next Coast Vault. Everyone said you hid when she came into the Great Hall. Is everything okay? Do you know her? We can talk about Patricia Rakepick later. Luckily, Tulip hit her head on the branch heading into the Forbidden Forest. Lots of creatures in there would love to feast on the sleepwalking students. I tried to take her to the hospital room, but she wouldn't let me. She only wanted to see in the Coast Vault. This could be related. Let's make sure your head is okay. Episky. It will be easier to work out what happened without a splitting headache. You can work it out later. Let's get you to the hospital when I'll catch up with you later. I'm expecting a letter. Is Tulip going to be okay? I'm confident she will survive, which is more than I can say for this poor student. What happened to him? He succumbed to the sleepwalking curse and walked into Forbidden Forest. He emerged covered in a massive bite mark and sickened by an unidentified poison. I was able to heal his wounds, but he will surely die from the poison if it's not detoxified. Is that there's many creatures in the Forbidden Forest that could do something like this. When this curse afflicted students years ago, we had to stop them from mindlessly marching into the forest. Fortunately, we weren't able to stop them all. Some were ravaged and devoured. Some never woke again. Let's let him rest. I'll take you to Miss Karasu. Are you sure she'll be alright? You realize I can hear you both talking about me. I'm not dead yet. Something tells me Miss Karasu and I will see more than enough of one another before she leaves my care. I agree, and I really need to talk about it with a friend. Perhaps it will help us figure what's going on. This only sounds like the next coast vault is in the Forbidden Forest, and while what happened to me is quite scary, talking to you really helped. I'm glad it helped. I just don't understand why the coast sends sleepwalkers to the Forbidden Forest. Same thing since the last time this coast befell Hogwarts. You were discussing the coast vaults. I made it clear that the vaults are my primary concerns, and that they are no longer a concern of yours. I have to find the vaults to find what happened to my brother. Then it's in your best interest to help me. I thought you wanted us to stay out of your way. And there are ways you can help me without getting in my way. What do you say? Will you help me find the coast vaults? You're an expert coast breaker, Madam Rakepick. Are you worried about a little competition from a fourth year? I hope you find your brother. I honestly do. If you'll excuse us, I would like you to speak to Miss Karasu about the sleepwalking incident. When I'm finished speaking with Miss Karasu, I'd like to see you in the training grounds. If you won't help me search for the coast vaults, you should at least be aware of the dangers. Let's go talk to Rakepick. I need to get back to the Gryffindor common room before curfew. Said you wanted to make me aware of some danger. You should know how to properly defend yourself. Do you know the shield charm? No, we are supposed to learn it later this year. We are coast breakers. We may not be alive later this year. It's vital now that we suspect another coast vault is wreaking havoc. So let's begin learning the shield charm. It may just save your life. Is it Patronus? Is that the shield charm? Oh, Protego. That's the other shield charm. Yep. Alright, I understand that a shield will appear upon my wand after I use the incantation Protego. And also that while difficult to produce successfully, this charm is quite powerful and valuable in the fight. Now, when I cast a blasting curse at you, you cast a shield charm. I realize we just met, but you should know that if something isn't deadly, it simply doesn't hold my interests. Are you ready? Cool, so if I can't survive this, how will I ever survive the coast vaults? I have only said that to one person before. 10 points to Gryffindor. Config go. Protego. You may be as gifted as they say. Do you understand why I want to find the coast vaults myself instead of helping you? You should focus on your classes for now. I'm sure our paths will cross again. You haven't happened to see a chimera 1 in 3, have you? I don't even know what a chimera is. They are beautiful, absolutely gorgeous creatures, powerful too. They will tear the head straight off your body. Those 1 in 3. I was dishing her up her favorite meal of goats and bats when she made the mad dash for the castle. I think this is the first time in Hogwarts history that a chimera has gotten loose on school grounds. Isn't that wonderful? Absolutely, experiencing exciting new things is what makes Hogwarts so great. I like your enthusiasm. You would make a fine zoologist. Should you choose to take up the path, you would better be on your way. If everything goes well, I will see you tomorrow in class. Don't worry, I'll still have a limb or two to spare. Fair enough. What is Tulip doing in the corridor? I thought she was in the hospital. Oh. Why were you following Rakepick? When you left the hospital room, she asked me a question about my sleepwalking incident. I decided to follow her. She interrogated the house elves in the kitchens for a while, and Snape arrived. She led, what? Because he found another sleepwalking student. Where did you find him? Perched in the Forbidden Forest, Dumbledore asked us to keep watch on the perimeters. 7. Since you started teaching at Hogwarts, since the start of this school year. It's the coast. Someone has tampered with another coast vault. That someone was you. You still don't trust me after all these years? Could it be that you're just jealous? Is it arrogance or insecurity that makes you misinterpret my genuine disdain? Slither back to your dark little closet full of jars and frog pots. Leave them putting matters to an expert. Going to deliver this child to the hospital in. Charge me with anything having to do with the coast vaults. If you can manage to keep your mouth shut, we can talk there together. Unbelievable. I have a feeling she's up to something other than the coast vaults. We need to find out what it is, and and find the next coast vault. Meet my friends. I'll probably spend the next year in here studying for the newts. You should be banned from the library after the damage you and your friends did last year. Some of these books taste terrible. Tell them what we overheard. Rakepick and Snape found another sleeping student. They think it's a curse caused by someone messing with the coast vault. Also, they don't seem to like each other much. What do you think about Madam Rakepick? I think she's cool. She's brave and powerful and confident. You should have seen the way she handled Snape. That being said, I still don't trust her enough to tell her everything we know about the coast vaults. We should keep trying to find the next vault. We found a map in the Forbidden Forest inside of the last coast vault. No, of the Forbidden Forest. But it's hard to tell where it leads. Perhaps if we study the map of the Forbidden Forest, we will discover a path. From this map, it looks like the forest school could be our best entrance into the Forbidden Forest. But there are centaurs, trolls, and Acumentra in there too. The creatures in the Forbidden Forest don't scare me as much as getting caught. Dumbledore will have our wands. If we enter the Forbidden Forest at the right spot, we can be in and out before the creatures or the professors find us. I'm fairly certain we are determined the best place to enter, but that won't help us once we are inside. Tulip is right. I went in there with Charlie once and got torn around. I would still be in there if it weren't for him. Everyone should keep studying the forest to work out exactly what we'll need to do. Come with me, we have another mystery to solve. Prepared to be entertained by a realistic reenactment of my botched beheading. When are we going to brew our next potion? What did you want to meet about, Warren? I think Rakepick is the mysterious R who wrote the letter to Ben and drew the Forbidden Forest map. Why? In addition to the obvious initial, the tone of the letter matched her tone during the start of team's feast. Started home. Blah, blah, blah. We know she's interested in the Coast Vault, and the letter sent Ben to the corridor that led to the Ice Vault. I don't understand why we couldn't talk about it in front of our friends, because I'm not sure if Ben really is our friend. I still think he's hiding something. We talked about it at the end of the last year. There's no reason to believe Ben is lying. That being said, I'll admit that Madam Rakepick does seem like the most likely suspect to be all. The letter mentioned severe consequences for disobeying. What will happen if she finds out that we are trying to find the next Coast Vault? Let's just keep calm and talk it through. Thanks for talking. I'm worried Madam Rakepick might be dangerous. Not if we stick together. She can't kill us all. What if she's we will keep investigating. No one's gonna stop us. I suppose you're right, we shouldn't accuse Rakepick of being on until we know more about her. I hope we can trust her. We could use her help to break the course. From the conversation, it sounded like Rakepick and Snape used to be classmates. The other professors might know her too. I'll ask them all about her next time I go to class. Alright, we're gonna go talk to Snape. There's a rumor that a secret group is conspiring against you. Excuse me, Professor Snape, I wanted to ask you a few questions. Began with the student spilling a jar of bat spleens on my robes. I only wanted to ask about Madam Rakepick. Why are you asking about Rakepick? I hardly know anything about her. If she will be consulting here all year, I'd like to know what I'm dealing with. take your seat if you manage to make it to the end of the class without anyone annoying me further. Sounds like if I can impress Professor Snape in this class, he might talk to me about Madam Rakepick. Learn about her interest in the next course vault. Consider me surprised you have in fact impressed me with your work ethic. Despite your lack of discipline and intelligence, you continue to exhibit a gift for potions. Will you tell me about Madam Rakepick now? Was a fifth-year student when I began my schooling. She was beloved by nearly all the classmates and despised by nearly all the faculty, because she questioned everything in books, school rules at every opportunity. She was a danger to everyone at Hogwarts and the very principles upon which the school was built. She was just like you. Trust her, it would be unwise to question his judgment without substantial evidence. If you uncover such evidence, bring it directly to me. Talk to Flitwick. Have you learned anything? I have a bad feeling about this. Thank you. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions. Ravenclaw, Doolin, Madam Rakepick. If you want to know something about Madam Rakepick, I suggest you ask her yourself. But I don't know that she would answer, or that the answers would be true. Have a seat, we can discuss this further. Reviewing the banishing charms. And I will answer your questions. Let's review the banishing charms, and I'll ask all about Madam Rakepick. Well done. Your review suggests you have a fine understanding. But now I'd like to see you perform it. Please demonstrate. They pull so. £10 to Gryffindor. Class dismissed. Will you tell me about what you think about Madam Rakepick? You have been scrutinized since the minute you stepped into Hogwarts. Should we be doing the same to Madam Rakepick? You alright? Maybe I should just let things play out. We want people to be simple because it makes them easier to judge, but the truth is people are complex. I'm used to being judged by strangers, so I'm always inclined to give people the benefit of the doubt. Practicing the basics always helps my Quidditch game. I bet the first wizard who sat on a broom felt pretty silly about it. The best part about flying is dropping things on people's heads. Can I ask you a few questions? No? Then they can wait until after class. I really want to know what you have learned about Madam Rakepick so far. It may get us closer to learning more about the next coast vault, so tell me why we fly. So it seems there's a lot to learn about Rakepick, and some teachers respect her and some don't. But Professor Dumbledore does hold her in high regard. You continue to improve. 10 points to Gryffindor. Thank you, Madam Hooch. Can I ask you something now? But be quick, these brooms aren't going to wax themselves. What are your thoughts on Madam Rakepick? I could tell you what I think about Madam Rakepick, but I prefer not to use that sort of language around students. I didn't know you felt so strongly about her. As a member of Gryffindor's Quidditch team, you should be used to my strong opinions. Madam Rakepick asked me about you. I didn't tell her anything. Nice one, Penny. Thanks for meeting me. Of course, I'm always happy to help. What do you need? You mentioned no Madam Rakepick. We have never been close, but I've known Patricia Rakepick since she was a student here. What do you think about her? How about if I tell you everything I know and you can come to your own conclusions? Fair enough. So there you have it. You could describe Patricia Rakepick as being talented, ambitious, brave, devious, reckless, heroic, dangerous, and that wouldn't even begin to define her. How would you describe her? I'll tell you this much, I'd rather be working with her than against her. Why are you so curious? I'm just not sure whether I should trust her or not, if she's a friend or an enemy. Do you want me to talk to Patricia Rakepick for you? Yeah, but don't let her know you're asking on my behalf. Try to find out what she really thinks about me, my brother, and the Coast Vaults. And casually bring up here and the Vaults. I'm known for being subtle. You're not, though. I'll let you know when I have talked to her. To Owen. Oh, look at this. That looks cool. The decorations. Wait until you hear everything I have learned about Madam Rakepick. Tell me, I've often thought that this seat is the best for optimal gossiping. And if the sleepwalking students are related to the next Coast Vault, so you can bet to Rakepick will find out soon. Not if we figure it out first, but best to know if we can trust her before we go any further. So listen closely. It's amazing. I think the more I learn about Madam Rakepick, the less I know how to feel about her. From whom? Madam Rakepick. Again, I'm not sure if I should be excited or be afraid. We will probably have a better idea once I read it. I understand you have been questioning the faculty about my personal history and reasons for being at Hogwarts. I can only assume that you have taken such an interest in me because we share a common interest. Perhaps you are talking behind my back because you feel that what I might do in response to your inquiry. I'd like to see you immediately in the artifact room. If you choose to ignore my invitation, I will take it upon myself to find you. Warmest regards. She doesn't sound too happy. I've been reading about her in the Daily Prophet. Even if she isn't she's still not someone you want to mess with. One article said she killed a sphinx with her bare hands, and another described her tearing the tail off of Manticore. I don't know, but I don't think you should go alone. No thanks, Owen. I'm the one who has been asking about her, so I should go face her myself. I'll miss you when Madam Rakepick kills you. I thought you might not be brave enough to come. I should have known better. Why have you been asking the faculty about me? You're a mysterious witch. I'm trying to learn more about you. Then ask me directly. No one at Hogwarts knows me as well as they think they do. I'm not upset with you. As a matter of fact, I'd like to help you enter the Forbidden Forest. It would be foolish to think I'm not aware of everything related to the Coast Vaults. You told us to stay away from the vaults. Why do you want me to help me now? That you are different from others. I was once just like you. It pains me to admit it, but you are actually farther along than I was at your age. You must continue your pursuit of the Coast Vaults, even if that means disobeying Dumbledore and breaking school rules. Coastbreaker has to be willing to risk everything. I thought you were here to find the Coast Vaults. I'm investigating the possibility of a vault in Hogsmeade. I'm honestly not convinced there's a vault in the forest. In any case, I'll allow you to serve as my assistants. With all due respect, I don't work for you. I'm looking for the vaults because I want to find my brother. From what I understand, your brother was equally ambitious. You should speak to Professor Kettlebone. When I was a student, I convinced him to share secrets he would learn from you exploring the Forbidden Forest. Thank you for your help. I'll talk to him now. Just so you know, if you continue to publicly question my character, I will be the furthest thing from helpful.